Dr. Cudger, I always say it two ways. Dr. Cudger, I love being behind the scenes. I like being in the green room because it's where the magic happens. Where you and I get to have this private, intimate conversation. Some folks eavesdrop, okay? But I'm curious, before I read the long, extensive bio that has all the letters behind your name, you being a fitness champ, you being an entrepreneur, you being a mom, you being a super bad woman, right? Take a moment, just give me the backstory. Give me the narrative. Who is Dr. Cudger? And what are you up to these days?
Well, first of all, Shay, I want to say thank you for actually creating this amazing platform for entrepreneurs like myself and all of the amazing people watching. And whether you're catching this live now or whether you come back to the replay, I promise you there will be something in here that will shift where you're going and what you're doing almost immediately. Yeah, I could tell you a ton of different things about me. My bio is stacked for over 2 decades of health, wellness, spirituality, money, and all these different things as a serial entrepreneur. But the reality of it is we're living in times where people have to stop the grinding and learn to align specifically with their life purpose as a spirit-led entrepreneur. And if you're tuning in today, I'm going to give you the method that is surefire to not only 10x where you're taking your business, but actually keep you in alignment so that you continue to change lives the right kind of way.
You know, you said something that's kind of interesting, by the way. I'm curious. It might even be an oxymoron. I don't know if it's even possible. You said an entrepreneur and not grinding. And I don't want to sound, it's just you and I, okay? But most folks think entrepreneur, grind. Take a moment and just kind of unpackage why you said you can be an entrepreneur and it's not really grinding. I know we'll get into the alignment. I know we'll get into all that when we get the show going. But you said something very important. Entrepreneur, and you don't have to grind.
Right. That is such an old school way of thinking. And so many entrepreneurs on the face of the planet are now shifting to where they stop the daily grinding and hustling and they align and fluidly bring in the people and things and opportunities that are divinely theirs. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. There's a fundamental difference in consistently working towards a worthy ideal or a goal for your business and actually going out and trying to force that thing to happen. And today we're going to unpack what all that means, Shay.
Yeah, but what do you say to the person that's out there right now? They're saying, okay, let's first address the elephant in the room. Okay, these are very challenging times. We're in uncharted waters. We've never seen these times before. We've never been not stuck at home, but safe at home with those that we love the most. And now you're suggesting we can still be in alignment with who we are, whose we are. Take a moment for the person that right now is maybe under panic. It could be the speaker who all of a sudden now all of their gigs are canceled for the rest of the year. It could be the person that says, I've got to cut back on staff. I got to cut back on vendors right now. There's a lot of changes going on. I know you're very sensitive to that. But take a moment if you can, just acknowledge one, what's going on, but how you going to map out. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to map out how you can still not have to worry about grinding and still be aligned.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you asked me this because I do recognize that these are the times that we're living in, but we have to be clear on the fact that adding more fear and frenzy is completely out of alignment with universal law. And when we're talking about universal law, we're talking about something as simple as the law of gravity. There are laws, several of them, that govern your money, your time, your talent, your business, and your expertise long before people actually vote with their wallet to be able to work with you or for you. And so when we understand these laws, we are in what we call alignment, and we understand that even in times like these, we are still set up to win. And that the more that we get into alignment with these laws and understand them, that we are going to win on the other side of this thing. So yes, these times happen. Yes, they come. But we want to know that if we stay in alignment, everything is set up for our success.
Now, you mentioned universal laws. We're going to get into your own methodology. We're going to get going in a minute or two. We're kind of like behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. But she said she'd be open. She'd be frank. She didn't say, I got to read a bunch of questions. She said, Shay, let's just talk. Share one universal law. Don't talk about alignment, but you said you reference it 3 or 4 times. There are universal laws, Shay. There are universal principles that go together. Share one universal law that's kind of near and dear to you, and relate that so we can have something to grab onto, please.
Absolutely. There is a divine law of flow.
Ooh.
And this law of flow says whatever you put out will start to come back and flow back into you. And that everything that is divinely designed for you is like a river, it flows downstream. When we block it by not activating our gifts, when we block it by not leveraging what we have, when we block these things, we're out of alignment. And this is when our business becomes stagnant. This is when our money dries up. And then all we feel like we have is the frenzy and the fear that's happening right now. But the law of divine flow is always active, and we want to make sure that we're honoring that.
The law of divine flow. Where do you? Let me ask this question. Then we got to get going. We've got a show, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but how are you maintaining your sense of balance, your sense of confidence, your sense of belief in these universal principles, when again these are tough times? And having a chance to work behind the scenes with you, Dr. Cudger, I understand that you are walking the walk and you're talking the talk. So how are you able to stand on these beliefs during a time like this? I mean, what grounds you?
I'm glad you asked that. One of the things I've been blessed enough to do is have really, really amazing people around me. But beyond that, I've learned to stay in a space of growth, right? Instead of having things overtake me, I try to stay in that space of growth. So even if you're someone who can't get out and get fresh air, get on your patio, get in your yard, find a way to do that anyway. And so even though there are restrictions that are happening, there's still a way to keep this flow coming to us to try to stay as normal as possible. And I think that's the thing that really grounds me, right? I try not to get in the frenzy with what everyone else has going on. And I try to make sure that I honor the fact that these laws are still happening. And these laws got my wallet. Like, these laws are the reason why I can still make money, and I can show my team how to do the same thing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We're in for a treat today. I'm gonna tell you, this is one of those episodes I get geared up for, that I get really excited for, because I know you will change someone's life if they let you. Don't worry, I'm gonna ask her if there's one more universal law before we go live. We gotta go live in a minute, but I'm gonna ask her what's one more universal law that you can share with us, and then we got a show. We got to talk about how to align, how to be an entrepreneur, the Spirt-Lead. But can you give us one more? And for those folks that are out there that are just tuning in right now, welcome, welcome, welcome. You can do me a favor. You can go and hit the share button right now. You can hit the share button, and you can write right at the top, right above the top. Don't grind, serve. Hashtag Dr. Cudger. Go ahead and write that right now. She said you don't have to grind. You can still serve and be in alignment with your spirit as a spirit-based entrepreneur and still achieve your goals. What's one more universal law? And then I got to start up. We got to get going. This has got to be the longest behind-the-scenes conversation we've had. But it's so much fun. I'm learning right now.
The last law, or another good law, is the law of giving and receiving. And I'm going to expound on this when we get to the A.L.I.G.N method during the show. But that one is the main one that has your money and a lot of stuff attached to it. So we'll talk about that one in the show.
Oh, well said. I like that. We'll talk about that in the show. When we come back, what was the law again?
The law of giving and receiving.
The law of giving and receiving. We're going to learn about A.L.I.G.N, what it means, and how you can be a spirit-based entrepreneur. And if you're ready right now, you're like, this is my time, this is my year, then stay tuned. We'll be back. We got to get started, by the way. What's up, Steven? What's up, Loretta? What's up, Calvin? What's up, Joyce? Hey, Cat's in the house, by the way. It's showtime. I got to get going. In 5, 4, 3, 2. We got a show. 1. I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win,
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to do 3 things, accomplish 3 visions that I believe in my heart that you have. First, you have a vision for yourself. There's a way you want to live. There's clothes you want to wear. There's organic food that you want to eat. There's things that you want to do. It takes resources. That means it takes money. And then some of you have a vision number 2. You have a vision for your loved ones. Like right now, you want to go to Instacart and you want to send money, send food to someone that needs it most. Some of you want to write a check for someone else's mortgage right now. Some of you are paying healthcare insurance for your family, and that's important. And then others of you, that takes resources. Yeah, Shay, it takes money. Then others of you have a vision number 3 for the people you were called to serve. And no matter if you're a believer or not, I happen to be a believer. Let's just imagine, by the way, that you're a believer. And in the book, there's someone called Noah. And Noah shows up because he has a big vision given to him by God to do something big. And someone says, hey, I'm here. Noah, we have a problem. There's no hammer. No hammer? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Noah, we have another problem. There are no nails. No nails? Oh my gosh, I have no resources. There's no nails, there's no hammer. No, I'm sorry to report there's no wood and there's no people to put the boat together. Oh my gosh, I've got this vision. How do I do this? And some of you, that's where you are in your business right now. No, you've got the right purpose. You've got passion wired in. You've studied, but you have no resources to reach the people that need you the most. And that's why we have Angela here today to provide you the resources necessary. So what's going on, Angela? How are you?
Hey, Shay, thanks again for this outstanding platform and for having me on today. Listen, this is going to be an outstanding conversation. I can't wait to get into it.
Let's just jump right into it. You're saying you can be a spirit-led entrepreneur and not grind. Okay, that's an oxymoron. I said that in the green room. I'm going to say it again. Talk about how that's possible. There's someone listening right now that's thinking, I got to grind. I got to do something different. These are unchanging, uncharted waters. But you say, no, Shay, I'm going to teach them how they can align to be a spirit-led entrepreneur. And if that's you right now, you're a spirit-led entrepreneur, look right below the video and hit number 1. Just hit number 1. That's a signal you are spirit-led. Talk about that, Angela, if you will.
Absolutely. So spirit-led entrepreneurs, just like any other group of people who want to serve, give, and be around and change other people's lives, they are people who come from this space of passion. And unfortunately, they say they would do what they do anyway without being paid. But the reality of it is, when we look at divine laws and we look at the laws that govern our money and our ability to bring in money into our business and our service, we know that there is an equal or greater exchange of value for what we bring to the planet. And so there is consistency that still needs to happen without all of the grinding, right? There are a lot of laws that govern our money long before it hits our bank account. And so we have to understand how these laws work so that we keep our wallets full and we keep serving people the way that we're here to do.
Keep our wallets full and keep serving people. I love how you say it. Now, Dr. Cudger has a lot of letters behind her name, by the way. You can go look at her bio. You'll see that. Yes, she's into the health and fitness. You'll see that as well, being in bodybuilding. But she also has a heart to give. And for Yvonne Williams, who's watching, Tanya Kelly, Sharice, Lisa Harris, Cynthia Turner, Loretta, Calvin, and so many folks that are tuning in right now, take a moment and share why it's important to have this conversation right now. Don't grind, align. And then I want you to start. Tell them why it's important to have this conversation. What's up, Eric Heilich out there in Orlando? He's tuning in as well. Why is it important to have this conversation now?
The conversation about money and service is always one that stays at the forefront. If you are in rooms where this type of conversation cannot go forth, you want to switch rooms, right? This is the time because everyone is watching you and what you do as an influencer, as a leader, as a coach, whatever it is you feel like your gift of service is. People are watching you now and they're looking for where they can align with you and your vision to serve. And so this is important to have this conversation because now that everyone's watching, this is the time for it.
Okay, now you have this acronym A.L.I.G.N. Take a moment for Earl Man. What's up, Earl Man, out in Las Vegas, by the way. He's just a bad man, jammer. I got to connect you guys together. He's all into fitness. He's all into being a spirit-led entrepreneur. Before you talk about the acronym A.L.I.G.N, what is a spirit-led entrepreneur? So we at least can all be on the same page, or at least have your view of the world.
Absolutely. A spirit-led entrepreneur is someone who understands that their ideas are gifts to humanity that will begin to raise people's vibration. Now, you might say, well, and my gift is a book to humanity. You have to think about where that book, that program, that product, or that service came from. Did you offer it because you offered it out of fear? Was it something that you offered because you were still stuck? Or was it something that was the divine download? Spiritual entrepreneurs, or spiritpreneurs as we call them in our tribe, are people who are fully aligned with downloads, with gifts and talents that they know they've brought to bring the vibration higher to humanity. And so those different types of entrepreneurs know that they can fully step into who they are and start to align with their mission here on the planet.
I love your passion. I just love your passion. I love the energy. Take a moment and at least break down first what is, people are wondering what in the L.L.J. is A.L.I.G.N. Okay. So at least tell them what A.L.I.G.N. stands for. And then maybe will you break down at least one or two of the categories?
Absolutely. So A.L.I.G.N is an acronym. The first letter stands for activate, right? The second one is L, and it is for leverage. The third one is I. It is for integrate, and we're going to break a couple of these down. The G is for give, and the N is for new norm. Okay, I'm going to do that again. A is for activate.
Okay.
L is for leverage. I is for integrate. G is for give. And N is for new norm, because when you put all these things together, you have to realize that your life is completely different from where it started, and you are living a new norm.
All right, well, give us number one. Give us a hey, Dr. Jennifer, thanks for joining. Shondell, thanks for joining. Start off with A, activate. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna ask her to give us all five. I mean, you don't have to go opt in and give a credit card to get the rest. You're not gonna leave us hanging, right, Angela?
I don't know, Shay. Depends on how many people watching. Actually, I might use some texting myself. I have a whole system over here. This is alignment, Shay, right?
Yes,
right?
I love it.
Right, and we'll get to that. Get to that.
All right, go ahead and kick off. I love it. Give us the A. I love it.
So A is about activation, right? So a lot of spirit-led entrepreneurs don't have a problem with their faith. They believe that they're given these gifts, talents, and ideas to serve the planet, but sometimes they have a little bit of issue with activating these. So A, the first letter is activate. Faith and action go hand in hand. It is you voting for yourself and voting for the gift, the talent that you bring to the planet, that you were given that, and that no one else has come here to do it the same way that you're designed to do it. And so because of that, you have a divine mandate by God to live your life in a certain way that activates your gift, talents, and abilities to serve and give to other people. So A is activate. Activate, and it goes right to your faith. You are voting for yourself when you take action to put your ideas out there.
But the question has to come up real quick, and I know you're going to get to the next one, is, if folks, what's the biggest challenge that you're seeing? Because you work with folks on the health side. Dr. Cudger, as you will find out, has done so much things. You work with them on the health side. You work with entrepreneurs as well. What's the biggest challenge that entrepreneurs have activating? You said that. You said, well, you already believe, but you're not activating. What's the biggest challenge they have activating? Why don't we do it?
For some reason, Shay, what I've found to be true is that they think it's harder than it really is. And they feel like they're the only one pushing their dream or their vision, right? But that's why we have L, which is leverage. You are never alone in what you're doing and how you've come here to serve, right? You have platforms like this amazing platform that continues to develop you. When you really think about it, the help and the ability to leverage and grow and get yourself out there is all around you. And so the biggest issue that they have, Shay, is L. They don't know how to leverage what's already there, and they feel like they're alone in this. So it stagnates their ability to activate. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but you say leverage. Sometimes folks have a sense of scarcity. Like, okay, I got to protect what I have over here, so I don't want you to know who my people are, but I don't want to introduce you to these folks. And so they want to leverage everyone else, but they're not willing to participate, if that makes sense to you. So take a moment. I know it may not have to do with A-L-I-N A.L.I.G.N. But talk about the law of abundance. I know it's something that you really truly believe in as well. And for those folks that are out there, pay this message forward. There's another entrepreneur that's going through a challenge right there. There's another entrepreneur that needs to stop grinding and really to align. There's another entrepreneur that needs to be in harmony with whom they are, be able to serve, be a servant leader, and then the money will follow. Hit the share button. Hit the watch party button. Even if it's not for you, once you do that, that's your gift to pay this forward. I love, as you said, to humanity. That's your gift to pay it forward. Do that. And when you do that, put up at the top, don't grind, just align. Hashtag Dr. Cudger. Just so don't grind, just align. Hashtag Dr. Cudger. And they can tune right in and watch it. This is Dr. Cudger's big give back. She didn't ask for a cash app payment. She didn't ask for a credit card. She didn't ask for a check. She said, I'm showing up to serve. And that says so much. All right, talk about the law of abundance. And then we got a couple letters we got to get into.
I love it. I love how you told people to kind of share this out. One of the things I always say is your timeline might be somebody's lifeline. So when you share this out, this is not just a live stream. This is a live stream, right? What you're putting out there actually changes things. And then it leads us right into this law of abundance, right? Law of abundance basically states that what I've brought to the planet, what is divinely mine is for me, right? So there are a plethora of people out there that I can then align with or serve or share and be a part of. And the more that these communities grow and create together, the more that's available to all of us. So you can't be a siloed entrepreneur. You know, I really try to do that too, Shay. And one of the things I understood was when we try to hoard things, right? When we think that we're really, really doing something and we're hoarding something, we're really kind of staying away from even more people who are supposed to align with us, right? Here's a statistic I want everybody to always remember, right? There are about 7 to 8 billion people on the planet. Even if 90% of those people didn't want to align with you, that is still over 7 million people who still need you and want you and need you to serve them. You have to align with someone so that you can reach these numbers, right? And so we want to keep this in mind because this is universal law, right? Abundance and what is divinely yours will always be available to you.
You know, as I'm listening to you speak and knowing your background, and you always remain focused. And if I could just slow down for a moment and then we'll speed up. How do you share with your clients and your team to remain focused, especially right now? Even myself, I've found myself sometimes during the day, I'll get up and I'll go look at the TV for a moment just to see what's going on. I got to see what's going on. And then I'll come back and I'm ready to get focused again. And the phone rings and I get a call, and a loved one or someone that I know is caught up in this. And I'm like, darn it. And then I got to get focused again. And then I get an email. I got to answer the email. And so I find myself kind of bouncing back and forth. And I try to be as focused as I can. I guess my question to you is, and I might not be alone. There might be someone else out there that's like me. How do you maintain this focus so you can activate and be aligned so you can be a spirit-led entrepreneur?
That's a great question. I think a huge part of our ability to serve is our management of our time. It's huge, man. And the fact that you give yourself the biggest piece of that when you first get up in the morning, right? So if you don't have a meditation or a prayer ritual or something that aligns you to the divine that's giving you these messages and abilities to serve, gotta have that, right? And during that time, Shay, I'm specific, and I teach my team how to be specific in saying, during my day, give me what I need to stay focused. Because I know, Shay, every time I stop for that email, every time I stop for that text or that phone call, it's pulling me further away from the woman on the other side of the globe that needs me now, right? From me putting my message out there for the man sitting at his desk who's been waiting to leave his employer, and he can't because he's waiting on me to get my text message system and all my stuff together to actually reach him. And so these are the things that keep me focused, that there are masses who need me, right? There are masses who need you if you're watching this. And so it is imperative that you stay focused and that you manage your time very, very well. Put safeguards in place. I have several alarms, right? I have several things that say, stay on track, stay in alignment, right? And although this is tough, it could be a little bit challenging at first, but once you're in the flow, the divine will keep you there.
You mentioned the word flow. Talk about, I hear that term sometimes, in the flow. There might be someone out there that says, I'm not even sure what in the flow is. Haki is out there. What's up, Haki? My man, Haki. Patsy, thanks for joining. Tyson Dyson, Tyra Dyson, they love you out there, but they're working. Leslie, good to connect with you once again through the power of these fiber optic lines. But take a moment, if you will, take a moment and talk about being in the flow. And I love the whole mantra. For those folks out there, if you're feeling this, you're like, you know what? I'm getting some good nuggets. I'm ready to stop grinding. I'm going to be in the flow and to be a spirit-led entrepreneur. Look right below the video and just hit number 1. Just hit number 1. That's the signal that right now you're going to be in the flow, not going to grind, but be spirit-led. Talk about being in the flow. We're going to get back to A.L.I.G.N. Don't worry. I'm going to make sure she give you those acronyms, but talk about being in the flow. What does that mean? What does that look like? What does that feel like?
Being in the flow, Shay, you know what being in the flow feels like when that account keeps going up and that PayPal link keeps pinging, that, that Cash App, you wake up, you didn't do anything to make money. It's like back of the head money. You like, oh, I forgot I was even doing that, right? So this is what being in the flow is, right? And anytime we kind of get pulled away with a phone call or pulled away with emails and all these different things, those things are literally snatching us out of the flow and robbing us of the energy that we could use to stay in the flow. Now, what does it mean to actually be in the flow? First, you have to notice the environment around you is actually either bringing in more money or it is actually repelling money. So we got to be clear on the environment around us and the way that we spend our time when we're talking about growing our business, because this really is about aligning to make more money. That's what it's about. And so when we're looking at this and when we're thinking of what the law of flow is all about, the law of flow says everything's coming downstream to me and I'm welcoming it in. The only time I stop or check any type of money, resources, opportunities to me is when I stop to check that email, is when I stop to get into a conversation with someone who's talking about someone else who's trying to stay in the flow with their business, right? Gossip is a huge way to get out of the flow. So we've got to understand that the flow is always happening for us. We just got to make sure we're not checking it from coming to us by getting out of alignment. I hope that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so she's talking right now about don't grind, be aligned. And she's giving us the acronym of what A.L.I.G.N stands for. And this is one of the principles, one of the foundations she stands on. So go back, do a quick recap. What is A? What is L? What is I? And then I know we're moving to the next letter.
Awesome. So A is for activate. L is for leverage, right? I is for integrate. G is for give. And N is for new norm, because you'll embrace a new norm when it's all before it's all over.
Right. And the letter we're on after leverage is you're about to talk about integrate.
Okay. Yes.
Talk
How
about
do you
integrate.
integrate it? So once you have activated and you started using your faith, and then all these opportunities started coming to you, you get to know different people, you start leveraging these things, these connections, these relationships. That's where this law of abundance comes from, Shay, or the law of being able to leverage what's around you to get your messaging out there, your programs, products, and services to begin to bring in more money into your business. When you're integrating these things, we want to make sure that all of these pieces keep moving, right? So Shay, and we've had this conversation, Shay, because you guys have done outstanding things with ourselves in such a short period of time.
Thank you.
But if we didn't understand where marketing started or stopped and sales starts, then we would have an issue integrating these, right?
Yes.
Understanding how all these pieces work together when you're talking about business and bringing in money, we have to understand that integration is huge. And being in alignment for spirit-led entrepreneurs is equally as important.
And can I ask you something that's I just want your opinion on it. You talk about integrate, and it reminded me earlier of a conversation I had with someone. They may be watching right now, and then she said, Shay, I'm now working from home full time. So she's now working from home full time. She's a full-time entrepreneur. She's a full-time wife. She's a full-time mom. She says, I'm a full-time school teacher. Oh, by the way, I'm now a full-time school administrator because I got to get all their homework together for the 3 kids and turn in. And by the way, I signed to be a full-time cafeteria worker because now I got to make sure everyone's fed every day, all day long. And there's a whole lot going on. And that doesn't include what I want to do with my own life. When you talk about being aligned and spirit-based, spirit-led entrepreneur, what do you say? And it might, I don't want to say it just because it's a mom, because it could be a single mom, could be a single dad. There's a lot of folks, your life is upside down right now. What do you say to those folks out there that are trying to integrate so many parts that never had to come together before? I'm just curious. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
It's a lot. And I can only imagine how that person feels, right? It took me years to get all those pieces to work and be a homeschool mom and a full-time entrepreneur. I tell people it's been 4 years and we are just now getting into the flow. So I can only imagine someone who's been thrust into this space and now you're like, how do I make all of this happen? How do I make all of it work? Here's what I'm going to say to you. When you are in alignment, when you are walking forward in your purpose without stopping, and when you are also taking care of yourself, because that's equally as important, then you become the exception to a lot of the rules. So a lot of the things that you thought were going to take you years, a lot of the pressures that you thought were all on you, there is a realization of a new norm that is happening for you. And the greatest thing that you can do for yourself is recognize that a new norm is happening. And in order for that to happen, some things have to be broken up. Maybe this is happening because you got to pay a little bit more attention to your children who you're heir now, right? You've got to pay a little bit more attention to your relationships that may have been on the back burner, and that business, that idea that you've been trying to get off the ground. And so you want to make sure that as you stay in alignment, though, you understand that opportunities are going to come. Help is going to come to you. When I first started out doing legacy, I was bombarded because I was in alignment with people who wanted to help. Outstanding gifts and talents and things like that. And I leveraged that help instead of saying, let me be the only one. Let me be the star. Instead of doing that, I said, let's use all these resources. Let's leverage what we have here. And so that's something that we want to make sure that we're keeping clear here, right? That when we're integrating these things, it really isn't so challenging, right? We may think that it is, but it really isn't. When we really think about all that's around us that really is there to support us.
Now, I love it, by the way. We're talking to the one and only Dr. A.L.I.G.N. Cudger. She's here right now with a big smile on her face, all the way from, you're in Atlanta, correct?
I am.
Hot Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. She's proud of that. She's proud of that. She's proud of that. For those folks that are tuning in right now, do me a favor. Hit the share button. Why would you want to hit the share button? Because you want to pay this message forward to humanity. I love that. Pay it forward to humanity. There's another entrepreneur out there. There's another business owner. There's someone out there that's trying to figure out how they're going to grind. And we want to shift their mindset, forever up level their belief systems so they can activate and be spirit-led and serve more folks. All right, Angela, hitting the share button right now. We hit the share button. What do you write? If you hit the watch party button, what should you put down? Don't grind, just align. Hashtag Angela Cudger. Go ahead and do that right now. Cudger. I got that right? Yeah. Dr. Cudger. All right, come on, somebody. I practice. I get better as I do this thing. I get a little bit better.
You got it.
I love it. Talk about G. She's talking about A.L.I.G.N. A-L-I. And now we're getting to the G. What is the G about?
The G is all about giving. Now, huge thing is the law of giving and receiving. One of the things we want to realize is that your business, your program, your product or service has been brought to you by the divine so that you can give it to the planet. Every single one of us is here to give. So when we hold back, it naturally pulls us out of alignment. This universal law of giving and receiving says, as much as you're willing to give, share, and serve, that will be poured back into you. Now, you have to decide that you want money poured back into your business for these things. So you want to make sure that you stay in alignment with bringing money into your business by not giving away a lot of things for free or without the same value, right? So you definitely want to keep that straight as an entrepreneur. But additionally, you want to understand that the majority of people on the planet feel like they're only here to receive. They're only here to learn and to grow and take from the planet, when in reality, you are here to plant your seed. You are here to make sure that you leave such a mark on this planet for yourself and your legacy that people coming for years to come will know who you are and what you've done. So this is a law of giving and receiving, and give is a huge part of why some entrepreneurs soar and 10x their income and others do not.
The law of give. I love it. The law of give. Someone look right below the video. And as you're doing it, just put, I am a giver. Now, I believe you're a giver, but I want you to look right below the video. If you listen to the podcast, you just listen in. You might write over to Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. If you're watching on Roku or Apple TV, I get it. But if you happen to be watching live or to the replay right now, and there's a space for you right below, you make that declaration. I am a giver. Now, somebody's going to ask you what you give, by the way. Don't worry about that. But you just make that, and I know these things go viral, but you just put down, I'm a giver. And that's a signal to someone else that you believe in the giver's economy, which is what we believe in. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Take a moment and talk about why it's important. One of the things I say is don't chase the money, add value, and the money will chase you. Take a moment to talk about why it's important first to give value, to serve first, and then worry about the money.
Oh, yeah. Listen, service, I'm so glad God set it up this way because because those people who give a lot tend to receive a lot as well. This is the reason why people look across at other businesses and they think they grew overnight. But what they do not see is that the person gave until it hurt, that the person spoke on several stages before they created their own powerful platform, that the person served like you're doing via podcast, via all these different outlets. You are putting forth the effort to reach and help other people to begin to grow and align. That is so important when we're talking in terms of service, right? And then the momentum of the universe, this law of giving and receiving, promises you the abundance that is due to you because you serve so well. That's why it looks like people go viral overnight. That's why it looks like they're an overnight success, but they're really not. They're just in alignment with universal law.
You know, I love how you do that. And this is probably just a good segue. You know, we haven't got to commercial because you just been rocking out. She's just like on fire. They're like, Shay, we never seen a program like this. Don't worry, it's Dr. Cudger. You should expect something different when she shows up. But I want to take a moment for those folks out there, Angie. I don't know if I told you this, but one of the things we're doing in the spirit of giving is we've come up with the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto, which is our big give back to folks out there that right now, more than ever, they need to have a manifesto, a declaration, a belief that they can hold on to in good times and in bad times. And we've been on a mission throughout this whole process to share this with 1 million entrepreneurs. That means we can't do it by ourselves. That means that we need help. That means I need you to get it and then you to share it with someone that you know. Now, there's no cost for this. There's no credit card. There's no catch. But for those folks who want to know why we created the manifesto, because I was like a number of folks, there are certain sayings, certain beliefs, principles that I stand on every single day. And I got a message the other day from a young lady. She just downloaded the manifesto and she was sharing with me how she got in tune with up top on the right hand side. It says, I believe spending quality time with family is non-negotiable. And she found herself at home and so busy that she was busier at home than she was before she was working at home. And she said, Shay, when I saw that, it was a reminder to me. My favorite is, I believe automation is the key to reclaiming my time. I'm going to share with you how you can get this. It's my gift to you. Please pay it forward. I'm going to give it to you. You can text in. You get this. Share this with someone else. And I know Angie resonates with, I believe a healthy business requires a healthy me. But I'm going to ask Angie to talk about one. It's my favorite. It's what I've talked about. And I'm going to continue to talk about till I get my heavenly wings. And that is the results that show up in your life. I'm going to ask her to talk about that right now, are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Let me say that again. The results that show up in your life right now, what's going on for you right now, is just as important, and this is a core foundation, as the results that show up in your bank account. Now, let me share with you guys how y'all can get this. Some of you out there watching right now, like, Shay, I want to get the manifesto. Shay, I want to read that. If you get it, don't just get it. Don't just download it. I want you to have it. And then once you have it, I want you to send me which one resonated with you. It doesn't mean I'm going to change the rest of them, but I'm just curious. I want to connect with you, by the way. Here's what you need to do. If you listen to the podcast, take out your cell phone right now. Take out your cell phone. And when you do, open up the little browser and just text 202. That's the messaging part. 202-999-3515. You're going to text this number, 202-999-3515. Text the word manifesto. I should have made that easy, huh? Manifesto, manifesto. There's no cost. There's no catch. There's no charge. This is our big give back to humanity. I love that word, humanity. I used to say to the world, but to humanity. And isn't that who we all are at the end of the day? So here's what you do. If you missed that, do it now. Do it when now. Go open up your phone and then text the word manifesto to this number, 202-270-1662. You get the instructions. Just click the link, Put your information in, and the manifesto is sent directly to you. Download it, and then send me a note and say, Shay, this is one I resonated with. Angela, as you're sitting there right now, take a minute or two and talk about why the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account.
Listen, Shay, one of the things I always say to myself is the way you do one thing, Angela, is the way you do everything.
Ooh, I
right?
like that.
And
I'll
so
write that one down.
the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, right? Whether that's you showing up fully for your workouts. And I love how this has a healthy business requires a healthy me, right?
Yeah.
The way you treat your body, the way you treat your business is going to show up in your money. The way you show up for your clients, your customers, your patients with your programs, products, or services. If you're half doing those, you're half putting in the time, you're not showing up and giving fully of yourself, not only will they know it, but then they will tell other people about it. But if you're serving from your overflow, you're making sure you're full before you come to give to them. And you're making sure that what you give to them is such high value and it comes from a giving spirit, they will share it with other people. They will tell other people about it. And I guarantee you your bank account will show that too.
All right. I guarantee as well. You know, for those folks that shared it, we thank you. We appreciate it. You taking time to share this with your network. It means so much. All right, Angela, give us N. I think you did everything but the N so far. I believe we went through A and then after. Okay. So we're on the N now, right? We got A.L.I.G. Now we're on N. I love N. I know you've been waiting for N, by the way. But I love all of these. Every one of these are important, but they're all aligned. Isn't that so important? If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button right now. Hit the watch party button. Pay this message forward and write, don't grind, just align. Hashtag at Angela Cudger. Go ahead and do that right now. All right, Dr. Cudger, take it away. What's N?
Yeah. So N I absolutely love, and I think everyone does too. N is where we can actually get excited. It is where you have your new norm. And what I mean by that is after you've activated and voted for yourself with A, after you've leveraged the opportunities and the connections that you have, and you integrate all the pieces, and then you start to give in a way that allows you to receive in abundance, now you will have the evidence of a new norm. And this is important because you don't want to say, oh, I just made my first sale. It was only $10. But no, this is the evidence of your new norm. And this is where you pour out gratitude and start to celebrate even the tiniest thing. Because when your account gets to those 4 figures, 5 figures, 7 figures, 6 figures, then you know, okay, I'm in a new norm. But that happens at a very, very small level first. And it's making sure that we acknowledge that new norm and it's evidence that brings us more to show us that we're living in a different space at that time.
I love it. I love it. This is amazing. I love it. A.L.I.G.N. What a methodology. What a principle. You know, we're going to a segment now, Dr. Angela, called Today is My January 1st. Dr. Cudger. I keep switching back and forth. I'm so sorry, Dr. Cudger. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are hearing it for the first time, today is my January 1st. It's one of our core values. It's one of our core beliefs. For those that know what segment it is, you can go and look right below the video right now and write those words. Today is my January 1st. I get a new start. You can go and write that right now. Today is my January 1st. For those that are hearing it and saying, Shay, what are you talking about? Today is my January 1st represents that moment. And there's so many moments throughout the day where you get to make a decision, probably 1,000+ moments. And that decision could forever change the trajectory of your life, right? You either make a decision to work out at home and have a good time, or you sit on the couch, watch Netflix, I don't know. You either make a decision to eat hamburger and French fries, or you go to your refrigerator, you open it up, and inside there's some kale, and there's some spinach, and there's some Brussels sprouts, there's some broccoli. That only sounds good to Dr. Cudger, by the way. But it's the right thing to do. And so my question to you, Dr. Cudger, is when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what does it mean to you?
Oh, my God. It literally means that I started back running today. I'm glad you brought this up. I actually used to be a marathon runner, Shay. I used to be just like you. And I hung those sneakers up because I love weights and weight training. But today is my January 1st. And to me, that means that I can be anything I want to be, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, right? It says that I can be anything I want to be. And whatever I start today activates my new norm. And with every single bit of it, I'm going to look for the evidence and I'm going to celebrate it because it's going to make me want to do more.
Says so well. I'm curious. You don't have to answer this question, but I'm curious. What was your January 1st moment? The moment that you probably had so many in your life, I'm sure, but the moment that you decided you were going to be an entrepreneur, you decided you were going to plant your flag, draw a line in the sand, and you were going to make this work and be spirit-led entrepreneur. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Absolutely. I remember that moment, Shay. I was, for those of you who read my bio, a lot of people know me from the medical field. I've worked in hospitals and private practices throughout the U.S. For almost 2 decades now, right? I started when I was only 7 years old.
Of course, of course.
Keep that in mind, right? But one of the things that I'm really, really exceedingly proud of myself for being able to do is walk away from something that did not bring me joy, did not bring me bliss, and did not give me the freedom to be able to change lives the way that I know I'm divinely led to. And that career, although it was a rewarding career, was not in alignment with my assignment. And so that January 1st moment for me, Shay, I'll never forget it. I was sitting in my car after I finished a full day in the operating room. My last career was in anesthesiology. And so after a full day in the operating room, I remember sitting in my car trying to get myself to calm down from all the anxiety from the day. And I told myself, Angela, you deserve more. You deserve better. And I think that day, I would have to say, was a January 1st for me. There have been many. And from there, I literally called my practice the next day and was like, I cannot come in today. Mm-hmm. I cannot be what you need me to be. And so I am going to put in my resignation. And they were like, no, we'll let you go part-time because we need you, right? Part-time, ma'am. And I was like, that would give me some breathing room. And that thrusted me into being a part-time entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. And then from there, leverage being able to hire people to help me. And from there, immediately, just walked away from the job completely. And I will say, from walking away from that type of salary, that type of environment, it took me true alignment to be able to earn even more than I did as a medical practitioner. And so I'm telling you these things, they actually work. But we have to be willing to get in position and be in alignment with what our divine assignment is.
Wow, being in alignment. I love it. And there's folks out there that are writing, today is my January 1st. They're excited, just like you were when you told them part-time first. And they're excited, Angela, just like they were back on December 31st. After a couple drinks on the back of a napkin, they started writing out their resolutions. And most folks don't even know what those resolutions are today, by the way. They can't remember them. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so my question is, how does Angela teach her team, teach her clients to be consistent? They're already ready to activate. Yes, I'm going to activate. I'm going to go running, just like you said. Yes, I'm now going to focus on being not grinding anymore. But life is a series of being on track and off track. And then we're on track. And then we're off track. So my question to you is, how do you teach folks the hashtag stay the course and be consistent?
First of all, they got to know when they're off course and if the people they're inviting around them are off course too. Because there's 2 parts to that. Ooh. The first part is whether you're the person helping everyone else stay consistent or you're the one who's currently off course. Now, everybody's going to bounce between these 2 paradigms, right? It's just normal, right? We're going to get distracted and we're going to get some things that pull our attention. But who around you, who is your squad that will keep you up to par on what you promised to bring forward? And I think that's the biggest piece to our team. And I'm so grateful is we have goal setting within our tribes and our sales team or our enrollment team or the adjunct faculty. We have goals inside of these groups that then we check on each other and say, did you hit that goal? Did you hit that goal? If you don't have people around you that are consistent or can help you get back into consistency, that's a huge part of not being able to stay the course, unfortunately. And so what you want to do is leverage communities like this one, this tribe, and my own, and make sure that you're around people who are going to ask you, did you get that done? Because on the other side of you getting it done, lives still need to be changed.
Lives still need to be changed. That's something that you're doing. You mentioned stay in contact with you or your community. How can folks best stay in contact with you? How can they best find you?
Yeah. So the way people can actually best find me is online across all platforms. You can find me at legacyhealthcoach.com. That's the quickest way to get in touch with anything that we're doing and anything that we're pushing forward. Everything from masterminds to help for healthcare providers and spirit-led entrepreneurs, all the way to certification courses as well. So you can find all of these things at legacyhealthcoach.com.
LegacyHealthCoach.com. Someone look right below the video and just write those words: www.legacyhealthcoach.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, LegacyHealthCoach.com. Someone put that right down below. You can follow Dr. Cudger there. You can also find her online. And here's what someone sent me a note. I see it, Sabrina. They sent me a note. They're like, behind you, it says, "Be fearless, choose happy." Is she gonna talk about that? On your right hand side, there's a sign. They're nosy. I mean, yeah, they say, "Be fearless, choose happy." Those are the two that every time I put it on you, they say, "Choose happy." And the top it says, "Be fearless." So I know we weren't prepared to talk about that, but take a moment and talk about first, be fearless. I mean, why is that there? You could have put anything else there, but you got be fearless.
So Shay, this goes back to what we were just saying. The beautiful thing is there are people around me. These were gifts, right? From different people. And so they happen to all match, right? So they gave me these, different people gave me these based on a brand that I used to have called Queen of Wellness. And you guys actually helped with that brand as well.
Mm-hmm.
But these are gifts from different people that know, okay, I see you dropping off over there, Angela. Let me get you a sign, right? To make sure you stay in alignment. This is why that is so important, right? And so to me, one of the things I understand, getting back to just the be fearless sign, is that it's just not on the wall. They're everywhere in this room. From the I don't know why people decide to give me these plaques as gifts, but they're everywhere in this room, right? Strive for something other than perfection is another one that's hanging on my wall here. And so it's just the evidence of when you're in the flow, someone walks up to you and give you this sign and say, here, this is what you need now, right? But it's me making sure that I've always gotten out of my own way and knowing that I'm more than enough for who needs me now. Right. And then anybody who's on my squad or on my team, they give me these pieces and these things to keep me on track. It's a huge part of it. Your squad is everything.
Yeah, squad is everything. And, we can't let you. I mean, I know you're in overtime now, but she might be in double overtime. She don't even know that, by the way. She's in double overtime. But my question to you, I can't let you go without asking about that. Can you put it back on her? Yeah. Ask about choose happy. Now I'm a little biased, so I cannot let you just get away with talking about be fearless and not talk about choose happy. First, give you a definition of what happiness means to you, and then why that's so important for you.
Happiness is your decision to choose elation and bliss in every area of your life. That's what happiness is to me. And it's a decision that is independent of anybody else, any person, any place, or anything. It is something that you choose, right? That's why these two words together are so powerful, because every day, and this is something that we have to do every day, just like healing, right? This could say choose healing. It could say choose health, but it says choose happy, because that is the thing that leads us to everything else. So we want to make sure that when we choose this type of thing, something that's independent of anybody else having any say so over, that we're getting to choose it every day. Every day you get up, you get to choose healing. Every day you get up, you get to choose happy, right? Especially if you're someone who's grown, right? You get to make that choice every day. No one else gets to decide that for you. And that's the beautiful thing about happiness to me.
Gosh, that's so cool. I love it. I love it. For those folks that are out there to getting golden nuggets from Dr. Cudger, do me a favor. Normally wait to the end. We're almost there, but look right below the video. And here's how you can give a digital applause. And that's a signal from you to say thank you, right? And you can look right below the video and just write, thank you, Dr. Angela Cudger. Thank you, Dr. Angela Cudger. Or you can put, you're doing great. Or just put good stuff. Or just put, we appreciate you. Or just put the number one. I always like the number one. Just put the number, hit number one and say, yeah, baby. That's a signal that she's given us the best resource she can. She can always make more money. I promise you that. She will make more money. You will make more money. But none of us can make more time. You can always make more money, but you can't make more what? Time. And she's giving us a precious resource. So look right below the video. Just let her know you appreciate her. Say you look great, by the way. They always want to make sure you look good before they get on here. Stop. Don't grind. Just align. That's what she's all about, by the way. We're going to go to a segment called Rapid Fire. And there's those folks out there like Destiny Muhammad and so many folks are saying thank you right now. I love Tracy Harrison said, choose happy every single day, what you can do. This is a segment I get to ask any question that's on my mind. And you get a minute or two to answer. And you don't have to answer. Some people decline, and that's cool. But I'm curious, of all the mentors you've had along this journey of life, and you've had so many mentors, what's one lesson you learned from one of your mentors that you can share with us that can help us for where we are right now?
Man, if I had to, there's so many that come to mind, right? Because I not only have had mentors during medical school, I've got mentors now that I'm in school for my doctorate of metaphysics and a rising metaphysician. So there's so many amazing masters and teachers out there. But if I had to choose one thing that I would say that I've gotten from a mentor, and I can't even remember who it came from, but it says done is better than perfect, right? Done is better than perfect. Get what has come for you and put it out onto this planet. Don't try to perfect it, right? Get the plane off the ground and put the doors on in the sky. Get moving. Vote for yourself and activate your vision by doing just that. Done is better than perfect.
I love it. If you could wave a magic wand and you could solve one health headache for folks that are out there today that don't work out, that don't want to go to the gym, you say, you know what, this is something that I want to solve in the health area that people can do themselves. What's the one health headache that you'd want to just wave a magic wand and say, poof, this is now solved?
Man, inflexibility. When a person is inflexible in their body, they tend to be inflexible in their business too.
Oh,
Ouch.
Talk about that.
Ouch,
I never
right?
heard that. Yeah.
There is a sign on the other side of my room that says, when I open the spine, I open the mind. And it's a tribute to yoga and yoga practice or any form of stretching that helps to open up those different spaces. What people don't understand is that the human body is designed to get a lot more divine downloads of information that will allow you to build and create an empire just from stretching. Fine. You can't get out of your house and go run. That's okay. You don't want to get out of bed and lift weights. That's fine too. But you can stretch. You can bend side to side. You can begin to get your spine moving. And that in and of itself will start to open your mind. So that's what I think of if I could remove that, because that flexibility in body brings flexibility in thought processes, and it transfers to flexibility in business that brings you money.
Brings you money. I love it. You read so many books. You watched so many movies. If you had to pick one book or one movie that you've seen along your journey of life that just pops in your mind that you'd want to share with us and how it's impacted you, and then you can't pick the good book. The Bible's all by itself. It's in a category by itself. What's one book or one movie that you picked and why?
So Shay, I read a book a week. I've done a book a week for over 3 years now.
Well, welcome to the club. I just need one. I mean, gee whiz, I ain't tell you to pick the best of them. I just said which one pops in your mind right now, because sometimes they all blend together. At least mine do.
So mine don't. Some of them about money. So one that I'm reading right now is called the Sales Development Playbook.
Okay.
It's outstanding, about building your team, hiring the right people, and then making sure those teams are segmented in their duties, and you understand how to really close more sales, get more leads, keep your pipeline filled. I cannot remember the author's name, but at the end of this program, I'll make sure to put it somewhere in the comments so people have it as a resource. But it's called the Sales Development Playbook. It is outstanding.
The Sales Development Playbook. I don't know who it is right now either, but I love it. I love it. I love it. What's something about Dr. Cudger that people would be surprised about? They don't even know.
Oh, gosh. I'm one of 11 children. I'm number 8. There are 8 girls and 3 boys, and all of us are entrepreneurs. Many of us are full-time entrepreneurs. We come from parents who were entrepreneurs as well. So I think a lot of people, I've always been around the consistency, right? I know a lot about the grinding, right? And that's why it's a method I don't adopt. And I've been able to soar, in business because of it. So that's something I think people don't know, that my family's massive.
Massive. Wow. I didn't know that. I know you have a son, right? if I'm correct.
Yes. I have one son.
Yeah. If you let's just imagine, this is the last question. I'm just curious. Let's imagine your son gets a hold of this long lost video file one day, and he has a message from Dr. Cudger. What would you want to tell your son? He gets a chance to watch this, and for some reason he decides to do it. Right. What message do you want to tell him to encourage or inspire him?
You are brilliant. You are well prepared. You are light, and you are on the right track.
So well said. We come back. We're going to ask Dr. Cudger if she'll give us her final thoughts, her final comments. Tell them once again how they can connect with you, please.
Yeah, you can connect with us on all our social media and look at everything that we have at legacyhealthcoach.com.
LegacyHealthCoach.com. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. We're going to go over to Sean Harper. No, we're going to go over to Dorsey Hill. Dorsey Hill's she's in Houston, Texas. And she says, you are amazing. And then we come back less than 2 minutes. Dr. Cudger is going to give us her final thoughts, her final comments. You don't want to miss it, to inspire, to empower you to go out there, be more, have more, and do more, because you don't have to grind. You just have to align. And she's laid the case. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Take it away, Dorsey. Take it away.
Hello, hi, howdy! It's your girl, Dorsey Hill, the founder of the soon-to-be open to the public Healthy Happy Fun Life Academy, and I'm so excited to be back in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. Why, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Because it's the best day ever, and my dog agrees. Yeah, they have to come in and get in on the action. Mama can't have all the action by herself. It's our best day ever. Why? Because it's January 1. And there's something even more special about today, because it's my birthday. It's my birthday and my January 1 all rolled into one. Woo-hoo. Okay, now that we got that nonsense out of the way, I really am excited to be back here with you guys. And yes, it's my birthday. I'm having a blast. Had a piece of fabulous cake that my mom used to make. She's no longer with us, so I have a piece of cake in her honor, which is German chocolate. Oh, so I might be a little extra crazy because of all the sugar. It's okay, we're just going to roll with it. I'm not going to give you a tip, a tool, a trick, or a resource. All I'm going to do is give you a gift from me to you on my birthday, and just remind you that you are amazing. You're doing a great job. And I know you don't hear that often, and you probably don't tell yourself that. So my gift to you on my birthday is to remind you that you're awesome, you're amazing, you're doing a fabulous job, because let's face it, not everyone has the wherewithal, the stamina, even the want to start a business, keep it going no matter what, and to make it something amazing. And you are doing it. I think you guys are amazing, and you need to know that. So that's my gift to you on my birthday. Remember, you're amazing. And you can save this part of the video. Let's not tell Shay. You don't have to watch all the rest of the video except this one. Save this part, okay? Shh, don't tell Shay. Anyway, you can save this and remind yourself that you are amazing. You're doing a great job, and I'm super excited to be here with you. And as always, my wish for each and every one of you is that you're happy, you're healthy, and having a ton of fun in this life and business that you're creating. My biggest Texas love and hugs to each and every one of you on the best day ever. Celebrate. Mwah! I'll see you later. Bye.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute those visions you have for the people you were called to serve. We want to thank Dr. Angela Cudger for being here today. We want to thank her for spending time with us. She has a heart to give. She has a heart to serve. It has been an honor and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, because she's laid out the case. And at first I was like, what is she going to be talking about? Don't grind and an entrepreneur? But no, she's said, no, there's a methodology. You can align. You don't always have to grind, and you can be spirit-led entrepreneur. She believes it and she's doing it. So Dr. Angela, thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's been an honor. I want to turn it over to you to have your closing thoughts, to have your closing comments for those folks that are out there. Once again, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And for those folks out there, hit the share button one more time. Hit the like button one more time. Hit the watch party button if you haven't done that. And just write, don't grind, just align. Hashtag Angela Cudger. Over to you, Dr. Cudger.
Well, thank you so much again, Shay Brown, for having this outstanding platform. And to every single one of you listening and watching, whether you catch it now or whether you catch it later, there is something in here that I hope that you heard that will change the trajectory of your life and where you are going. Thanks again for having me, Shay, and I truly appreciate it.
Well, thanks again for you watching. We appreciate every single one of you. I want you to know that today is your January 1st. You don't have to grind. That's not cool. Today is your January 1st. You just have to align. And today is your January 1st. You can be spirit-led and you can be an entrepreneur. You can have more meaning in the world and make more money.
Yep.
You can have more impact in the world and have more income. At the end of the day, as my good friend Della Tormanil says, you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. With that being said, my name, by the way, for those that are curious, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment and enjoy it. God bless. I wish you success. Thanks a lot, Dr. Angela. You rock. You rock. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Check.
Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Man.
Got money on my mind, I can never
Man.
get enough. And every time I step
Man.
up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause all I do is win. If you're doing it, put your hands.
Thank you. God bless.